And then the last thing is that you've got to request God's help. You want to keep a pure heart? You have to request God's help. Psalm 101 and verse 2 says, I try to walk a blameless path, but how I need your help. Look up here. I want you to understand this morning that this is a message about how do we grow in purity. And if you want to grow in purity, listen, we all need God's help. None of us can do this on our own. We all need God's help. Do you understand that? So I want to illustrate that for you, and I brought a bunch of stuff this morning to be able to help you to see what I'm talking about. Today, I've got this clear glass of water, and I want you to think about this clear glass of water as your life and my life, all right? And I've also brought a whole bunch of household items. I mean, I brought some hot sauce, some ketchup, some mustard, some dressing, some juice, all kinds of stuff. And I want you to think of those things as the sins that come into our life that can cause us to become impure. So here's our life, and I'm going to put some of this hot sauce in there. And what kind of sins might make us impure? You tell me, what are they? Huh? Greed. Okay, there's one. So let's say the hot sauce is greed, all right? And we've also got some ketchup. What are some other kinds of sin that can make us impure? Lust. Immorality. Okay. So I've got some mustard. What are some other kind of sins that can make us impure? Huh? Lying. Okay. So we'll put some mustard in there. Some other sins. What are they? Hello. What's another sin? Huh? Gluttony. Okay. So we'll put some of that in there. All right. And then I got some juice over here. Don't worry about it. Hey, just leave it there. We'll get it later. That's why we have a cleaning ministry. What are some other sins? Pride, okay, so we'll put a little bit of pride in there, all right? And so, would you drink this? How many of you say, yeah, I'll guzzle that down? See, this is what happens in our life. We have a lot of impurities, we have a lot of sin that comes into our life, and God can't use us. And God says, I want you to be pure. So how do you get the impurities out? What do you do? Well, here's what some people do. Some people would try to pull out the impurities on their own. Good deeds, good works. They try to separate that from their life. And, I mean, you can see it just doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. Other people would try to become religious maybe, and come to church every Sunday, or maybe give a certain amount of money. So they try to sanitize their life. Did that help? No, okay. So the sanitizer didn't even work. So how do you make it pure, usable? Well, the only way to do that is to replace it. And what God does is He takes His Spirit, His Son, His Word, and He pours it into our life. And He helps that impurity to come out of our life until finally it's pure. That's what God does. And listen, it doesn't make any difference what or how the impurity got into your life. We're all sinners. Amen? Every one of us have sinned. Every one of us have either said something wrong, done something wrong, or thought something wrong at some time or another in our life. We have impure mouth, we have an impure morals, we have impure motives in our heart. We've all been there. Doesn't make any difference how it got there. The important thing is to know how you can get it out. And the way you get it out is through Jesus Christ. Look at the last passage in your notes there. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 30. Let's read it together. Christ made us right with God. He made us pure and holy. And He freed us from sin. Can I hear an amen? Amen. I mean, that's what it's all about, folks. That's what God is able to do through His Son, Jesus Christ.